Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Artorigold and I wanted to give a quick review for a game called Awesomenauts that I used to play a lot back in the day, and I recently started playing it again and I love it. It's just such a good game. Honestly, this is why I had to make the video, because even though maybe it's not getting as much love or as much current updates as it used to, it's still a really fun game that I can find myself going back and enjoying. So it's essentially a 2D MOBA game, very different from games like Dota or League of Legends. It's also 3 versus 3. It's a very unique game with a lot of color, a lot of character, and personality, and I really love that the developers, you can tell, they love this game. They put a lot of work into it, and it just really shows how much they love this game. They've worked on it a lot. It's a lot of fun, it's very unique, and I gotta say, there's a ton of different heroes that you can play. There's a lot of different play styles. You have supports, tanks, fighters, assassins, and even harassers. The general game plan, just like any other MOBA, you want to kill the creeps, or in this case the drones. Then you want to kill the turrets, and then after that, you want to kill the main little structure at the very end, and that's how you win every game. You, of course, got a lot of different things to make yourself stronger throughout the game. When you first start out, you'll notice there are solar on the map. Tiny little squares. Silver ones give you 1, and gold ones give you 5. Now, you can get solar many different ways. You can jump around the map like you're Mario collecting coins, or you can go around and just kill all kinds of NPC. There's like general jungle units kind of on maps that you can kill that give you health and also give you solar. You can also go around and kill the minions on the map that do it. And of course, you get a ton for killing enemy players, so you always want to do that when possible. And every time you kill things, you actually have experience and you level up throughout the game, making your, not just you actually, it's more like Heroes of the Storm, where you share experience together, and it's at the top of the screen so you can always see that. So in general, the team that kills the more NPCs or players that you kill will have the higher level, and then you can also use that solar in order to buy upgrades in the shop. Now in this game, you don't really have ultimates, but you do have a auto attack ability, which is your left click on the mouse, and then you have a Q ability and a right click ability. You also have a jump ability, which is a little bit different depending on the character that you are. Some heroes double jump, some can like fly and hover around, but in general, for the most part, you just have your Q and your right click are very powerful abilities, and the shop is a bit unique. You have a bunch of different items and they all do some pretty crazy things. Sometimes it's just straight damage increase or whatever to the abilities, but sometimes it adds unique mechanics to the abilities themselves that wasn't there before, maybe adding a stun or a knockback or some sort of heal to your ability, lifesteal, all kinds of different combinations. And in this shop, you can actually only upgrade 3 things per category, which is kind of interesting. So you have a lot to choose from, but you can only get 3 to max out. So this way you can kind of decide different combinations each time you play. Maybe the enemy team or your own team's synergy kind of makes it so you go for a different build than you would normally, or perhaps you can just try out different builds in general. Like you can have an auto attack based build, or maybe you can try something based all around your Q, or maybe you can even hybrid it out. Now, some other things that you can do, there is one other category you can upgrade, which is essentially your base stats. You can upgrade your health, movement speed, health regen, things like that. And all of these are different for each character, so there's a lot of uniqueness, and I've always found myself having fun swapping through the characters. There's only a few that I don't like, and nothing against them really, but there is a wide variety of characters that are really fun to play. You will find something that you enjoy. And to add to that, the characters, and this is something I've never seen in any other game, each character has their own theme song, which is the level of effort that I really found amazing. I've never seen any other game that does something like this, and they're also pretty catchy. Although this game is very goofy, very cartoony, it works. It's a great style that I honestly really enjoy it. If this is something that doesn't appeal to you, I get it, but at the same time, I really think you should just lighten up. This game has a great bit of happiness and joy to everything that you do, so even if you're dying a lot or if you're feeding a lot, I never really find myself getting upset, because it's just a game that's really fun to play, and all around I don't really have any problems with feeding in this game because, you know, it's just so silly that dying a whole lot is completely different compared to a game like Dota or League of Legends, where if you're feeding in that, you'll get tilted, you'll get angry a lot, right? And that's just not something that I feel when I'm playing this game. All around, it's something that I think everybody should try just because it's free. You don't really lose anything. The game's like, it's nothing to download, right? It's a very small file size, and there's all kinds of free content to just try out and play. And hey, if you don't like it, that's fine, but I think it's definitely worth giving a shot, and I hope for those who don't like the art style to just look past that and just enjoy the game. It really will give you at least a day of fun. If you don't like it, hey, what did you lose? You didn't lose much, all right? So the goal of the game, of course, let's talk a little bit more about the game and the gameplay itself. You basically want to kill all the minions, and when you're done with killing the minions, you want to try to kill the NPCs that are around the jungle, and then you get as much solar as you can, and with that, you also get experience for your team, and you just want to try and go around and getting as much damage on the turrets as possible. And then as you do that, the turrets actually, when they die, they will spawn like a really powerful, kind of like a rocket launcher shooting minion, kind of like a super minion, and that'll go through that lane, and that makes it so you can actually push that lane even more, and it makes it so you can get a little bit of a snowball. I've played some games where you actually can win pretty fast if you group up and work together as a team. Now, there's a lot of complexities with other MOBAs that you don't find in this game. At its core, this game is very simplified, and that's kind of the appeal of it, at least to me, is if I'm not looking to use my brain a whole lot, I'm trying to look for something that's a little bit more straightforward, a lot more, you know, on the nose. Here it is, this is what you get, this is what you're trying to do. This game's great for that. I really enjoy it, and I think that this game is just really special. It's pretty unique. I really don't see many people making games that merge different categories like this. A lot of the MOBAs nowadays are pretty much the same thing. They're all just trying to mimic League of Legends or copy Dota, and that's something that gets a little bit boring after a while. And I downloaded this game simply because I was bored of playing that traditional MOBA, and Awesomenauts is still a very unique experience that I really enjoy. I think Ronimo Games, who is the developer of this, does a great job. Apparently they have another game that I haven't seen yet, but apparently it's been out for a little bit, called Blightbound. I'm definitely going to try to check that out because I kind of forgot about these guys, and I think that they put a lot of love and hard work into their games, so I really wanted to try and do more of their stuff, and I really hope that Awesomenauts can maybe get an update in the future. New characters is always a pretty fun time with Awesomenauts. At this point, I've played pretty much all of them, so it would be nice to get some new ones. But yeah, I don't know. I think this game's great. That was just a small little review. I wanted to get that out there. Go check this game out. It's a lot of fun. If I had to give this game a rating, it'd probably be like an 8.1, something like that. If you're playing it with friends, probably an 8.6. It's a really fun experience with friends if you can get them to get it. It takes no time at all to download. You just have to make sure that people are open to the art style. Personally, that appeals to me. I find it quite fun, but I can see how some people might just be like, I'm an edgy gamer. I only play edgy games for mature gamers like myself. So yeah, I don't know. There's people out there like that probably just can't get past the art style, but for me, it's a plus. So I really like it. Yeah, I really hope that these guys do more work. Maybe even in Awesomenauts 2. Maybe in the past they did expansions, but nowadays I don't think they're doing that anymore. I just wanted to say the game's completely free, so you know, just go try it out there. You're not losing out on anything, and I guarantee you'll have at least a fun time for a day or two. All right, guys, that's all I got to say about this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.